Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello! My name is Thuy. So in today's video, I am going to be doing the battle of the palettes. I feel like at the moment there's so many palettes that's just coming out. There's a Jeffree Star one, there's an ABH one, there's another ABH one. So today we are going to be putting two palettes to the test. I'm going to be trying the ABH palette and also the Jackie Aina palette. Can you guys tell which one's Jackie Aina and which one is Norvina? I bet you can't. So if you guys want to see how creators look, which palette I preferred, and I also tried the new Fenty foundation as well, please keep watching. Okay guys, so let's get started. I've literally got a bare face on at the moment. I haven't even moisturized, but I literally just got this brand new serum in, and it's from Lancome. It's the Advanced Génifique, and it's a new formula. Okay, I'm gonna pop a bit on my chin. Oh, I just went all over my top. I just jizzed on my own top. It feels really nice. It's sunk in super quick, which is how I like my serum. I'm gonna go in with primer now. So I've got two primers that I definitely want to try out. This is the True Matte primer from Fenty, which is new. And also they brought out a hydrating version as well. So I'm gonna try both on my hand and see what I'm feeling today. The matte one is definitely a lot more runny, and then the hydrating one's a bit more like a cream texture. Oh, the matte one's super silky feeling. It feels like this one will definitely like fill in your pores, and then the hydrating one, it definitely just feels more like a moisturizer. Like this one feels like a bit silicone-y. Okay, so I'm gonna try the matte today because I haven't tried this one yet. Oh, it feels very smooth. I haven't found anything like this texture before. I don't know how to describe it. It definitely feels in the pores. It definitely has some slip to it, which is nice. I don't know if you guys can see this, but basically it's kind of like balling up on my fingers a little bit. So I think it's one of those primers that you have to put on and just leave it to set. You can't just keep rubbing it, you know. Okay, then for foundation, we're going to go in with the Hydrating Pro Filter foundation in the shade 290. I actually really like the tube of this. I think it's really nice and travel friendly. I've tried this already before and it was just so nice on the skin. It was just really hydrating. Okay, so I'm just going to pat this all over with my famous Juno sponge. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can see a difference straight away, but this foundation is just super hydrating. If you guys haven't seen my other full face of Fenty Beauty, I tried the original Pro Filter foundation, and that foundation worked really well for me when I had super oily skin. Now my skin is more like a normal to dry combination skin, which is the skin I've always freaking wanted, a normal skin type, like goals, dreams, yes. But I do find that the coverage is not as much, so I have to use a bit more foundation. Okay, I'm getting so up close and personal, it's almost scaring me a little bit. But I really want to show you guys. I don't know why all of this bit is like rolling off. That is a bit annoying. I don't know if it's the serum mixing with the primer or is it the foundation, but look at all this. Ugh, why is this happening? Okay, so for my concealer, I'm gonna go with the new Buoying Cakeless Concealer from Benefit. So I got sent the shade number 2 and number 6. I always think Benefit packaging is just so fun. Like, I love the fact that this looks like a little rubber. Okay, so I'm gonna put this around my mouth because I've been getting a lot of like pigmentation here. I noticed definitely in photos. So I don't know if you guys can see, but this color is like super pink. So it's good for like counteracting darkness or anything like that. So I'm gonna go in the shade number 2, go underneath my eyes, a bit on my chin as well. Okay, and I'm just gonna use my sponge. This concealer kind of dries down to a powdery kind of finish, so I am really scared that I'm gonna look like a cakey mess after this. Okay, so I just blended out the concealer and it actually looks really nice. It definitely looks really nice and bright underneath my eyes, which I am a fan of. So underneath the eyes, I'm gonna go with a new powder that I just got in. This is the Banana Loose Setting Powder from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I did have the translucent version as well, and I actually really like the formula of it, but I am always a fan of more yellow based powders, so we're gonna give this a go and hopefully this gives me even more brightness underneath my eyes because I want to be light and bright. This powder is so nice and fine. It kind of reminds me of the Huda Beauty Easy Bake powders, but without the smell. So that's just like ding ding ding, winner chicken dinner. So for highlighter, I really want to try this one from Elsie. It's called Soul. I done a recent PR unboxing and this highlighter stood out to me so much. Ooh, I like it. Okay, and then I also got this palette from BH Cosmetics, and it's a blush and highlighter palette. I'm going to try the shade called Mykonos for blusher. The only thing about the blusher is definitely very powdery. Can you see all that fallout? I literally just dabbed twice in this palette and it's literally like powder everywhere. This is what the base looks like with highlight, contour, powder. I definitely really love that powder. It's kind of like smoothed over all my pores, all my fine line looks really nice and blurred. I definitely noticed after I set it, my foundation stopped rolling, which is good. Okay guys, so I'm back with brows this time. I have a whole tutorial on my channel about how I do my eyebrows. So I'm going to prime my eyes with the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow primer. Okay, so the eyeshadow primer is on and now it's time to apply the eyeshadow. So I was sitting down thinking, what eyeshadow palette should I film with? Because I really wanted to film with the Jackie Aina palette, but then literally 2 weeks later, this palette came out. So I'm going to try out both palettes today and I'm going to tell you guys what one I think you guys should get. Especially like these palettes are not cheap, you know, like the Jackie Aina palette is $45 and then the Norvina palette is $60. So I'm going to be testing both of these guys out. Okay, so for my first impressions is that the palette looks really, really cool. It's definitely something really different. It's like a duochrome crocodile style print. And then these are the colours inside. The names as well she came up with is amazing. I love big wig, sponsored, credit, edges. Like I love all those kind of names and it definitely brings a bit more like fun personality to the palette. Colours that really, really stood out to me was this one, Wigglies. Like, I think that colour is so pretty. It's kind of like a red with a bit of brown. It's definitely something that really stands out in the palette. Zam is a really, really cute shade. It's kind of like a warm rose gold. Like, that is so pretty. Also, Sponsored is a really, really nice shade. It's kind of like one of those duochrome browns that have a green and a brown tint to it. Like, that is just so pretty. So those are some swatches for you guys. Let's swatch some colours from Norvina's palette. Obviously, this is a much bigger palette. This one is $60 and you get 25 eyeshadows. So this is the palette here. It is a really, really pretty palette. I feel like with this palette, you can definitely get a lot more different colour variations. But I also feel like if you are not the type of person that normally wears bright colours, you probably won't like this palette. Like there's a neon pink here. There's also a neon kind of red corally shade here. There's a black, which I personally really, really like. The Jackie Aina palette doesn't have a black. It just has a really nice dark brown. I do wish that they had a really deep brown to kind of go in this palette as well, so that it'll kind of allow you to at least create some neutral shades. But I love this shade here called D4, which is like a really nice royal blue. Like that is so fucking pretty. I definitely want to create a look with that. I also love the shade A5, which is very pretty. It's like a neon pink. It doesn't look that neon on camera, but in real life it's really pink. There's also this shade called C3. That's very pretty. That kind of looks like the colour in Jackie's palette. Oh, okay, no, they're very, very different. So this is Zam from Jackie's palette, and then this is the one from the Norvina palette. So obviously the formula is very, very similar. This one's definitely a lot more red. Okay, so let's do some swatches. Oh, that blue is fire. We've got a pink here. And then that cranberry kind of shade. Okay, so I'm going to be testing out the Norvina palette on one eye. And then on the other eye, I'm going to be doing the Jackie Aina palette. I'm going to try to keep the look as similar as possible. So hopefully you guys can see how it blends out, if one palette blends out better than the other one. So we have the shade Big Wig, which is right here. We'll do a swatch for you guys. So this is Big Wig from the Jackie Aina palette. And then in this palette here, we have A3. And let me just swatch B4 as well. Mattes in here definitely feel a lot softer than the Jackie Aina one. But it's looking a bit patchy. Like, look at this patch on my finger, girl. So this is Jackie Aina Big Wig. This is A3. And this one is B4. B4 looks hella fucking patchy. So I'm staying away from that colour, girl. But I feel like Big Wig is a combination of these two right here. There's also a shade here called Pinker, which is kind of like a mauvey kind of light purple, and it has a little bit of shimmer when you look into it. And then we have this shade right here, which is called C4. Oh, this palette feels so soft. And then this is the difference. So this is from the Jackie Aina palette, and this is from the Norvina palette. I don't know if you can see, but this colour here is so buttery. I wish you guys could feel the difference, but you can definitely see the Jackie one has a bit of like a glitter base to it. We're going to be trying this out, okay? It's the first time I've ever done like battle of the palettes or anything like that. So let me know if you prefer it. Otherwise, next time I'll just film like one palette and then another palette in a different review. Let me know. I'm trying to switch things up on this channel, you know? I'm trying to keep keep it cute. Okay, so we're going to do Jackie on this eye, I think, and then Norvina on the other eye. So we're going to start off with this shade here. It's called Ginger. Definitely has a lot of fallout, girl. But then that also means that it's very pigmented. So it's kind of like, you know. Okay, so the eyeshadow is actually blending out really, really nicely. Sometimes I find with Anastasia eyeshadows, they are so pigmented that it's so hard to blend out. It kind of goes patchy when you blend it out, but this one actually looks really nice. It's a little bit patchy here, but I'm just gonna keep blending until I get it on point. Okay, so on the other eye, obviously there's nothing too similar to that shade, but we're gonna try E3, which is kind of like a transition shade. It's like a completely different shade, guys. I thought it would be quite similar, but we're gonna make this work. This is a really pretty color. It's kind of like that mustardy yellow. Okay, let me try to make this more similar. So I'm gonna go in with this shade here called C5. Oh yeah, that's a lot more similar. I feel like this eye is definitely blending out a lot better. The mattes don't stick on straight away. You can kind of like buff it out. I felt like this one, I had to buff out this crease one a bit longer. Maybe it's because I used 2 shades, so it's just blending together really, really well. Okay, because this eye turned out so red, I'm gonna add a little bit of edges, which is this shade here, so that the colours will be a bit more similar. Do you guys prefer eyeshadows that have a little bit less pigment, but it's a bit easier to blend? Like, I love the fact that it's so pigmented, but honestly, I feel like every single time I tap this eyeshadow, you're like losing money as you speak because all the pigment is flying in the air. Okay, so while we are here, I wanted to try this product from Mitchell and P. Louise. They've done a little collaboration and they brought out this new product. So the product's called Acid Rain and it's in the shade called Blank Canvas. And then I'm also going to use one of the brushes that it came with the PR package. It's this little brush here. I actually use this to carve out my eyebrows. And it's a really, really good brush. It's so, so thin. So really, really good for cut creases. So I'm just going to get a little bit from the tip here. I'm just going to put a little bit on the back of my hand. And I'm going to close this up ASAP because I don't want it to dry out. So you want to make sure the brush is super, super slim. Even if you don't have this brush, make sure you just get a synthetic brush. Look how thin that is. Oh, bitch, it's like a razor. So I'm going to cut my crease. So I normally like to kind of keep my eyes open so I can see where the crease is. Sometimes I find when I close my eyes, I do it really small, and then when I open up my eyes, everything's like rolled over and it just doesn't look good. Now when I look down, you guys see all of that bit is literally all rolled up. So I'm gonna tap this to make sure it's all blended in. All those creases. See ya! Sometimes I find, because my eyelids has so many folds, if the product doesn't dry down, I find that my lid keeps transferring and it keeps moving the product around. So if you've got a hooded lid, this might be the product for you to do cut creases with. Okay, so this is the crease cut. So now I'm gonna do like a smoky kind of liner and kind of like buff this baby out. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm just gonna go with the flow, get my creative juices flowing. I feel like recently all I've done is just like browns, the most basic shit. So we need to like spice things up, Thuy, you basic hoe. So I'm gonna go in with a big wig right here with a little flat shader brush. And then I'm just gonna kind of like mainly concentrate on the outer portion here. And I kind of want this to go at an angle. Purple is really pretty. It's kind of like a different shade of purple than I'm used to. It's kind of in between like a cool and a warm purple. Also, I don't know if you guys can see, but my foundation is creasing up in my smile lines. So I'm gonna go with this shade called Pinker, and I'm just gonna try to blend on top of this to make it a bit more smoky, just so that it kind of like fades a bit more, because at the moment the purple's kind of looking too harsh. Okay, so I'm liking where this is turning. You feel my drift? There was a little short period of time where I was like, what you doing, Thuy? What you think you're doing? But it's kind of working out. So we're going to do a similar type of style on this eye and see how it all blends out on top of the eyeshadow base and all that jazz. So we're going to go in this shade called A3. Also, guys, how do you feel about this palette not having names? It's just called A1, A3, C4. Do you guys like that? Is it memorable? So I personally prefer it when it's like a name, so you can remember like Burnt Brulee, or you remember those kind of shades. But A1, A3, I'm like, who's gonna remember that shit, girl? That's like, I can't even remember where I parked in the shopping centre, let alone the name of the eyeshadow palette. Okay, so this purple is definitely a lot more of a warmer purple. This is like my perfect shade of purple. I actually prefer it when it's a bit warmer like this rather than too cool toned. So I'm trying to make sure that the purple kind of goes up high on this outer crease so that it kind of blends in with the rest of this crease bit here. I don't know if it's just me, guys, but I feel like the Norvina palette, the matte in this one is different to the other palette. She must have done a new formula because she knew that this had her name on it. She's like, I'm gonna say the best of the best for my palette, bitch. Okay, so I'm just gonna grab some of this black here, which is called D5. So this black is a bit different from her normal blacks. It's a bit more like a really dark grey. It's not quite jet black, which is actually really nice because sometimes I find a lot of people, they tell me that they find black really hard to use because it's quite hard to blend out. But this black is a bit like a softer black. It definitely gives the depth and intenseness that a normal black gives, but it's just not like black purple, you know? You can kind of fade it in a bit more. So, don't know if you guys can tell the difference. This one is a bit more like a pinkish kind of purple, and this one is a bit more of a coolish kind of purple, but it both has kind of like a similar vibe. I actually prefer this eye, you know. I thought I would prefer this eye, but I actually really like this one. We learn something new every day. Okay, on my bottom lower lash line, I'm gonna go with Marc Jacobs eyeliner in Popular. Pink on the lower lash line might make you look sick, but we can make it a vibe, you know, a new trend. Okay, so I'm just gonna put some purple on my bottom lash line and just fade it out, just so that it matches the top and the bottom. Okay, so I blend out my lower lash line. This eye is definitely a lot more pigmented. It's definitely a lot more vibrant. This eye here is a bit like softer. It's like, you can't really tell that it's a purple until you look up close, you know. I did use this shade here called Supreme, and I just blended out the pink along the lower lash line just so that it could fade out that big wig a bit more. I definitely have to say that big wig comes out a lot darker than inside the pan here. When you put it on, it definitely goes a little bit more of like a greyish purple. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's not as like a vibrant purple. But overall, when I look from afar, I feel like it kind of looks like the same look. You won't be able to tell that it's two completely different palettes. So I'm gonna go in with eyeliner next. This is Uomo Beauty. It's a new brand. I haven't tried much from them, but I have seen quite a lot of other influencers talk about the brand. This is the Cleopatra ink liquid liner. This brush looks good. Okay, I'm gonna do a wing. I have a whole video on my channel about how to do winged eyeliner, so if you guys are struggling in that department, go check out that video. So many people have told me how much it helped them. Okay, and then I'm gonna connect this. First impressions is that it isn't as black as I would have liked, and it's not that inky. Let me shake it up a bit more. I've definitely seen blacker eyeliners. It's kind of dry. When I push down the brush, normally there should be more ink that comes out, but I really need to like push down hard for any ink to come out. Why is this dried out when it's brand new, girl? Like, what the hell? I'm trying to warm this puppy up. Come on, girl, come on. Squirt. I'm going to try to do the other eye off camera because this one took so long. And then I'm going to put some lashes and then I'll be back and we can finish off this look. Okay, I have my lashes and liner on and this is my eyes complete. Can you guys even remember what was the Jackie palette, what was the Norvina palette? It kind of looks so similar now that you have the matching lashes and stuff on, right? I'm going to line my lips with Colourpop X Aloe and this is 951. I'm just going to line my lips just to give it a bit more dimension, and my lips are hella dry. I need to scrub off all that dry saliva, girl. That's what you get for talking too much, bitch. This foundation is creasing so badly. All around here, it looks so creased up. I feel like the foundation underneath is trying to move around a lot, but then the powder is trying to keep it still. Okay, and then lip product wise, I'm gonna go in with this lip product from LC. So let's do a swatch of Sandy. And then Paige is more of a peach. I think we'll go for Sandy. Okay, so this says that it's a full coverage lip vinyl. It really reminds me of the Huda Beauty Demi Matte liquid lipsticks. The applicator, I like the fact that it comes to a point, but it doesn't hold that much product, so I have to keep dipping in and out. Okay, so just to finish off the look, I'm gonna go in with the Set and Refresh Starberry Mist from Morphe and Jeffree Star. This is basically their setting spray, but it's got a strawberry scent to it. This actually smells really nice, but only if you like the scent of like synthetic strawberry. Do you know like that scent when you get a car freshener in your car that's a strawberry flavour? That's exactly what this smells like. So you either love it or you hate it. I actually really like it. It kind of gives a different kind of flavour to everything, makes everything smell really nice. Okay guys, so I just finished off my hair. I literally done a little IGTV tutorial on how I did my hair. I think it turned out so cute. What do you guys think? Anyways, I am in love with the way that my makeup turned out. I definitely really love the new P. Louise eyeshadow bases. They are exactly what I needed. I felt like the other eyeshadow bases are nice, but you have to set them, otherwise they keep moving. Whereas these ones, they set down, and all the time I kind of struggle with a lot of the eyeshadow kind of folding over my cut crease, and then it always makes it look not as crisp. So having an eyeshadow base that really sets down, and especially there's quite a few colours as well, you can create so many different looks. So highly recommend these. Also the Fenty foundation, I would recommend it, but only if you have really dry skin. I feel like it definitely moves around a lot. So if you want something that isn't gonna crease or anything like that, I would probably stick to more of the matte foundation. This one, girl, let me tell you, I'm getting so much creasing in my smile lines. It's crazy. But overall, I do have to say that I actually really like the Jackie Aina palette. I feel like if you like more subtle looks and use like little pops of color, this will be amazing. Obviously if you're someone of color and you want something that's gonna guarantee to work on your skin tone, then Jackie Aina has created that for you, girl. However, if you have a lot of palettes already and you just want more like pops of color inside of your makeup collection, I feel like these colors here, even though they are colorful, they're not really that bold. So if you want something a bit more bold, then I suggest you pay a little bit more, almost double the amount of shades in this palette. I definitely feel like with this palette you can create some kind of neutral looks, but it's mainly gonna be more purples if you like pops of like bold color. So I feel like it totally depends on the way you wear your makeup. Do you want something more subtle? Do you want something a bit more like evening glam? Then I'll probably go for Jackie Aina's palette. If you want something that's gonna be bold and you want to create loads of different looks with loads of different like color variations, then I would go for the Norvina palette. So yeah guys, I hope that video helped you guys out. Let me know if you guys like this kind of tutorial where I test out 2 different brands and create like a similar look, or do you guys prefer it when I just review one palette at a time per video? Let me know down below because your feedback is so valuable to me. If you guys liked how this look turned out, give me a little thumbs up. And that's it for this video guys. I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys, enjoy the bloopers. Blah 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 blah. Fucking hell, it's like a dog kennel up in here. Can you guys even remember what was the Jackie palette, what was the Aina palette? The Jackie, the Aina, what the hell? Roll the intro. Girl, you think that I'm invincible? Oh my god, that hurt my throat. Dun, 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 dun. I'm wearing a bodysuit, guys, but it's not zipped up. My belly is out. My pussy is free. Wrinkles all around my mouth because it's creased so bad. My eyes though, yes, bitch. I got a new dog, by the way. If you guys haven't watched that vlog, go and watch it. I don't know who's cheesier, Grang or Chanel.
They look so similar.
Well, that was the point of the video, to see if you guys can notice the difference.
I'm gonna fix your background for you to finish off.
I already finished it. You were just here for the blooper, and that blooper was dry. So dry. Dry, dry. So dry. Still dry.